My name is Alcivis. Zeno.
And I'm your co-host, Zeno.
And this is episode 1 of our new podcast, Captis Chats. Zeno is currently playing the crew 2, and you're watching his screen. And we have the core team of Captis here. Joe, can you tell us a little bit about Captis and introduce yourself and the team?
Hey, yeah, what's up, guys? My name's Joe, and I'm the Captis CEO. Welcome to our first Captis Chat episode. If you don't know what Captis is, we're a social media platform built for gamers to easily capture and share their gaming clips and photos. And we're heavily integrated with popular platforms to really streamline the process so people can just share and view virtual content super easily in a nice way. So I'm joined today by B, which is our VP of Engineering, and Sebaz, our lead developer. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Hey there, this is Sebaz. I'm lead developer. Just been ordained that position. That's great.
I'm B. I'm VP of Engineering. My real name is João. And yeah, I'm glad to be joining.
Sick. So to talk a little bit more about myself, I am a Red Dead photographer primarily. I recently started virtual photography in February of last year, so I'm just coming up on a year of doing this. I found Captis through the Instagram community, and I am now on our media team. Zeno, if you want to talk a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, and I'm also a virtual photographer, specifically in the car community, and I've started VP around 2015, so I'm starting to get a little bit old now here, and so yeah, that's about it. And we haven't introduced AC yet. AC is our head of media. AC.
Hola, what's going on? Head of media here. I'm pretty sure you guys know about me, but if you don't, I'm the head of media, which basically entails that I'm here on the Twitch managing it, saying hi to all you beautiful people, and just making sure that, there's prime time quality, like this Crew 2 gameplay that we got going on with Zeno. So yeah, here we go.
Yes, sir. So that's enough about us for now, but we're here to learn more about Captis. So could you guys tell us a little bit about the inspiration for Captis?
Yeah, so you're gonna throw me right in the deep end of it.
I am. You know it.
So I'll try to tackle this the best I can. So really the inspiration for Captis derives from one of our core mission statements and ethos, and that's to create and foster an authentic virtual community. And it hasn't been done before. And I think what excites me about it and what excites the whole team about it is it hasn't been done before, and we don't quite know what it's going to be and what might become of it. We built Captis just wanting to build a platform to host short form video gaming content, such as gaming clips, which has been the popular form of content in the market for a while now. And I think as we were building the platform, we weren't really exposed to the world of virtual photography and virtual videography. And as we delved deeper into the product and what we were building, we kind of fell in love with the virtual world and really saw the amount of untapped potential and just raw talent that was contained within the community. And that really showed me that, like, just because right now in the gaming market, when we think of influence, we think of streamers and clip gamers. I don't think we think that that's always going to be the case, and I think we'll see this branch out into an incredibly diverse collection of virtual content creators. And we really want to be the platform that hosts that trend in the community, and we're looking to host all content forms within the gaming scene. And we're really trying to build a product much like Instagram or TikTok to cater to the masses and not just focus on one niche community within gaming. Everything down to our name and branding is to appeal to everyone, and Captis means capture in Latin, and we just want people to capture their moments in the virtual world and just share them. And I think we built a really incredible base community, and we're just excited to see where it's going.
Love that. So you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how did you come up? So the name for Captis is capture in Latin. How did you settle on that, actually? How did you decide on that?
Yeah. So it's a long. Well, I don't know. It's a weird story. I did Latin when I was younger, so I already kind of knew the word that came from it, and we built up a short list of probably 100 names, and for about 2 weeks when we started the company, I was just staring at this giant list of names, and just over time, I was like, over this 2 week period, I was just like slowly reducing it, and then I kind of was looking at Captis, and it just made sense. It was like it was capture, and it just sounded great, and I already had an idea for the logo and what that might look like. And it's just as a designer and someone that works in UI, when you see these things just click, you have to just jump on the opportunity, and everything that came with Captis and the logo, and it all just came together, and it was just perfect. So we went with it, and I think it turned out great. But that's my opinion. I'm a little bit biased.
I also think it's great. So I love that. Tough Supra in the chat asks, how long did the base development of the app take?
This is a difficult story. So I've actually been on the project with our COO Vikram for over about 2 years now, and I know you guys only know Captis is launching about a month ago, which was I think it was around late December. We ended up launching, and this was because we were just combated with so many problems. Originally we went to a development firm to get the project built. And when you go to a development firm and you get them to build out the product that you guys have invested your time in and you believe in and you've dreamt about, when they're doing it for cash, it's a very different experience. And they don't care about the product. They're simply there to get their bills paid at the end of the month and to build the product. And so we really saw that relationship just deteriorate quite quickly because they didn't care about the product. They didn't really see what we were trying to do. And eventually the relationship between us just broke down and ended up in arguments and me shouting on them on the phone for just endless months. So around 6 months down the line, 5-6 months down the line, we cut that tie and we met Andreas, which is our CTO. And so the team early 2020 was me, Andreas, and Vic. And so that's me, the CEO, that's Andreas, CTO, and that's Vic, COO. And then once we kind of restart the development process, we were like, okay, so we've got a designer, which was me. We've got a back-end developer and someone that's dabbled in front-end development. And we got Vic with the business experience. So, we'd all kind of had our roles, but we were looking to build a stronger team and a team of generalists that could do more jobs. And so this is when we were like, okay, so I think, we need to get someone else in the team. And this is when we went out looking and we kind of just went into loads of Discord servers, like development Discord servers. And because Andreas was familiar in Flutter, we kind of targeted these Flutter servers. And if you don't know what Flutter is, it's a framework. I'm sure B's probably going to correct me on this, but it's a language where we can develop cross-platform from one single code base. And so we went into these servers and we put these little announcements out. And within I think it was a day or less than 24 hours, B, which is in VP of Engineering, reached out to me actually directly, and he said I love the idea, I love what you guys are doing, and I'd love to be a part of it, and I think we can do something here. So literally within I think a couple of hours, he was on the phone with Andreas, which is the CTO, and everything just worked perfectly. B was a perfect fit. We all got along with him really well. And so that's how with the development team started. And then that was around March this year. And then after that, we just went absolutely ham on developing the app, really. I think I'd redesigned it by 3 times by this point. And we kind of set on what the product was going to be. We got the company vision set, and we just wanted to start building. And that's what we did for the next 6 months after countless arguments and screaming at each other and falling out with each other. But we're here now, and we've got an incredible community, and we're really proud of what we've built, and we're just super excited for the future and what we're going to do next. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, you were quite close on Flutter. It is a framework for cross-platform development. And yeah, so when I joined, I can speak a little bit today. I was looking actually for to join a startup, and I had a big-ish background in gaming. So it just it was a perfect fit for me. I remember, we just the first time I spoke to Andres, super intelligent guy. So I already knew that like the technology and like engineering perspective of things will be, something that I could count on. And then later on, Seabass, which is the lead developer, he's actually friends with Andres, and that's how he got introduced to the team. It was again just another great fit. And then we were able to tackle what Joe had in like the concept that Joe has in his head. We were able to put it to like code and create a great product. Joe was right when he say he redesigned it 3 times. It's just that when you're trying to tackle such a hard problem, you want to iterate as much as you want, and I think again, just the fact that we have such a creative team and talented team, we're able to iterate over as much as we can.
Yeah, and sort of to tack on to what B was saying, I've known Andres since we go back to ninth grade robotics club, and he's sort of been my go-to friend because I've always wanted to start a company, so I always reach out to him and say, hey, I've got this idea. He got so tired of me pestering him with startup ideas that he doesn't believe that I will ever start a company, but. But anyways, he came to my house one day, and he shows me this project that he was working on, and it was Captis. I thought it was super novel, super cool. I've never apparently there had been products before on the market, but I wasn't aware of them. And so I thought, wow, this could really go somewhere. And so we were talking about it, and at the time I was part of an esports group called Void. And I said, well, this is a perfect fit. So we can introduce the product Captis to the team members at Void and see where we go from there. And I sort of just became more and more involved with Captis to the point where Andres was like, do you want to join the team? And I said, sure, I'll join the team. We did a bit of an interview, very informal. And I've been sort of there ever since. I told them, listen, we gotta go to Discord. That's where we're gonna be. That's gonna be where we grow our community and whatnot. And so, ever since then, I started working on the Discord bot, and then I've done other projects, and from there, the uploader and stuff. So, the journey. I was the last engineer to join the Captis team currently. So, definitely the newbie, so to speak.
For sure. So kind of going off of that, like obviously from your guys' accents, you're not around each other. How did the entire team meet, like at the beginning? I know you've touched on a little bit of like how you guys got B and how Sebaz you joined, but like how did the entire team get together on this?
So that's a fairly long story, but I can go back. I can go back a little bit. So before I got involved in Captis and before Vic got involved in Captis, we both came from the reselling market. And if you don't know, that's if you probably recognize Yeezys or Kanye West, and that's really what the business we were in. Me and Vic, Vic more so was on the software side where he built software to buy and sell sneakers, and I was more on the I'd bulk sell sneakers to buyers and ship them across overseas and all that kind of stuff. And so we were both in the same industry, and we were both fairly big on Twitter. We both kind of were community leaders in the reselling market, and we tweet a lot about stuff, and we'd end up interacting. And I ended up building a product in the scene, and so did Vic. And so we ended up collaborating within the two companies, just helping each other out in marketing, just like giving each other tips occasionally. And so that's where me and Vic ended up meeting. And basically, my previous company, my app, it ended up shutting down because of reasons unknown. And essentially, when it ended up shutting down, Vikram actually approached me with the idea. And if you didn't know, I didn't come up with the original idea for Captis. It was all Vikram, and he approached me saying, I want to create this platform where people can like easily share and view this gaming content. And at the time, my company just shut down, and I didn't really know where I was headed. And I said, let me think on it for 1 or 2 weeks. And during that 1 or 2 weeks, I actually watched this film called Ready Player One. And if you don't know what it is, it's a really good film. And some people laugh when I say that because it was really built for teenagers, and it's not exactly one of these like moving movies like Schindler's List or whatever, Fury or
Yeah.
Interstellar or anything like that. But if you actually watch it, it's got some really powerful things about where the gaming market's headed and what can become of the gaming market. And so during that break, out of no it was a coincidence. I didn't watch that film just because Vikram said this to me. I just ended up watching this film in that time period, and it kind of inspired me a lot in terms of what we could actually end up building and what the future could hold for the virtual market. And yeah, so I got back to him straight away, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm keen. And after a couple of minutes, we just started working with it. And that's how I met Vikram. That's how I know Vikram. After that, it's really, we met Andreas through the company. I've already touched on that. But and Steve Az was talking about how he met Andreas. Yeah, and that was it. I mean, that's how I'm from the UK, by the way, if anyone didn't know.
Yeah, we're an entirely remote team.
Yeah.
Apart from recently, Vic and Andreas actually moved in together. So I'm just based in London all on my own. I'm nowhere near anyone. Everyone else is in America, and then B's overseas in Brazil.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like Sebastian said, we're like completely remote, and that was actually one of the challenges that we faced, as a company. When you don't like have that one like face-to-face contact, the way you express yourself has to be really clear, and the way you get things done has to be really efficient. So that was something that struck me as different, and something that I ended up loving about what we do is just the way we get an idea from the concept to a ready to go product, all remote. So we're like, I mean, in my opinion, really efficient in the way that we go about our business.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on like being remote being a challenge, but I lost their username. Somebody asked, what is one of okay. Triple Stick asked, what were some of the hardest things the team has faced?
I mean, I feel like each one of us will have like different opinions about it, because but for me, I think it was number one, just getting that chemistry going for all of us, and I think as of now, we're really good on that end. One thing that you see when you do something and try to build something that you're really passionate about is things, there'll be a lot of conflicts, but they all stem from the fact that everyone just want to do the best they can. We want to make sure that what we put out for the community it's great. It's the best we can do. And for me, it was just a matter of we aligning with each other as far as like how do we want to do this, or should we or should we not build this feature. But I think eventually we end up with a good like internal framework as to how to do that.
Yeah, and on top of that, we have to deal with the issue of scale. And I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but this is the largest project I've ever worked on, with the most potential for impact. And so that is a totally different mindset than you just building a pet project or working on a school project.
Absolutely.
So that there's a ton of challenges with that you don't even consider, because the experience wasn't there. This is my first venture, at least, and so there's a lot of learning that goes on. And so yes, there's like B said, there is conflict, right? Because we're all learning, and we're trying to figure out how can we build the best possible product for you guys, because we had a lot of issues with current social media. So we wanted to break away from that and say, how can we build social media in a way that is right and it does what it aims to do, and it keeps at it. And so one of the advantages of Captis is that we're all, no matter how different we are, we're all there because of our love for gaming. And that is something that Instagram or Twitter doesn't have, because Instagram tries to be a one size fits all type of social media. But with Captis, we can do and engage with our users in ways that other social medias can't. And so, like for example, when we do our events and stuff like that, no other social media platform is doing events that to increase activity, to basically connect people. And so it's a very, very different product in a way. And hopefully we can build something that really changes the game on the way social media is built.
For sure.
By the
Joe-
way, y'all are really not making this easy for me. I'm trying to drive. Y'all just clowning me in the chat.
Chat's being rude.
Chat's giving me a hard time.
Joe, if you don't have anything to add to that, this actually kind of rolls into a question that Definitive Big Tuna gave. They asked, what would you say is the number one thing that distinguishes Captis from other social media platforms?
Definitely.
I'd say, going back to what I started with, and it's the fact that we're fostering an authentic virtual environment for creators to come in and produce content. And that's something that it just hasn't been done before. And it's and more so on that, where we have competitors in the market. But one thing we noticed with our competitors is they've completely written off, other content forms within the gaming scene. And on our platform, this is especially apparent in photos and videography. And what we're trying to do is create a platform that is host to every content form within the scene. And getting a bit further into it, what makes us different is that these other social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok, if you're a gaming creator and you go to these platforms, you're going to struggle to get the reach that you want, because you're getting your content so heavily watered down with these other content genres, and particularly in real life content. Whereas you can come to Captis and we create an authentic virtual platform, right? So you're only going to be seeing gaming content. And when you have a platform that only hosts, gaming creators and people that want to watch gaming content, you're going to get that better reach. And it's most similar to something like TikTok. So what TikTok did, which was fantastic, was it created a platform, for short form video content that was kind of living off, it made its appearance in Vine. It appeared in some ways or form in Instagram, but it really never allowed these creators to get that maximize that reach for people that wanted to view that type of content and wanted to create that type of content. And so TikTok did that so well because it managed to host that community, and people that wanted to watch that content could so easily do it. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do, and what differs us from these major social media platforms. We want to build this platform for this for this community, and we don't want to have any content watered down with in real life content or anything like that. So that really what sets us apart. Yeah.
But also,
I want to add on to that real quick. Sorry. What TikTok did that, it didn't really respect data privacy, but with Captis, we really care about that. Obviously, we don't do any tracking, stuff like that, but all those apps set us apart in that sense too.
Also, with the rise of esports, there is no. I mean, we have Twitch, but Twitch, you have to work around to sort of create that esports community. So we're also trying to build Captis for that emerging market, which is esports. Esports is projected to overtake in terms of revenue, the NFL. It already has more viewers than the World Series. So esports is becoming very big, and there isn't a platform where you can go to find esports content. You kind of have to dig deep, or so Captis is that end all be all for all virtual content. Both competitive.
I mean, and just to say this real quick, the fact that we're building this, people usually don't see it that way, but we're all within the community, so we're building something that we wanted to use it ourselves, and I feel like that's something extremely unique for a product. We're building something that if no one else was using it, we would be us five there, sharing our clips with each other, and having our own little space.
Hmm,
Yeah.
for sure. Triple Stick asks, what is the best thing that happened that you didn't expect with Captis?
I think probably some of the big things that happen is when we get picked up by a community and we go viral. And this has happened a few times, but like most distinctly, it's happened twice. And those two times were, the first one was in the virtual car community, and the second was in the GTA community. It was quite recent. And it's really incredible to be able to see your product get picked up and to see it being shared around and to see the responses that you're getting. And like that's what it means everything to us, to see people using the product and saying what they love about it and then giving us feedback on how we can
Absolutely.
make it better. That's what we're out here to do. That's what the job is. At the end of the day, what Captis is just a set of tools for creators to share content. What powers Captis is the creators in the community, and that's something we're proud of. We've just built an incredible base community of creators, and what happens next in the company is up to them almost. We're just here to streamline the creative process and empower them. And going back to your question, I think something that happened recently was we got picked up by this niche community in GTA, and we had a normal day of signups. We could see all the logs, everything was normal, and like towards the end of the day, we started like seeing this giant pickup in signups, and like within a space of, I want to say like 2 or 3 hours, we just saw this, like, I'm talking 10x growth in signups. And I was looking at the site and we were talking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, has someone actually botted the sign up process? Like, are we looking at generated accounts here, like not real signups? And I went to bed thinking, God, are we gonna have to like wake up tomorrow and delete all these accounts and deal with that problem? And then I wake up the next morning and I see this DM from one of our creators that's been on Captis for a few months now, and he told me, hey, listen, like Captis got picked up by this community last night, and I was looking at my stories, and almost 80% of everyone I followed put Captis on their stories saying, follow me, check out this app, like they're doing some incredible stuff. And so I went on his following on Instagram, and I went through the stories, and he wasn't kidding. He's following 500 people, and every other story post they clicked on, it was just Captis. And like, that's something as a founder and someone that's just grinded out for 2 years to build this product. It's so satisfying. It's something that drives you to push further and build a better product.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing crazier than seeing someone you've never heard of, you don't know who they are, and they go up to you and they say, wow, what you've built is awesome. That's a high that you just have to keep chasing. And so
Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, for me, yeah, like Joe said, how welcome the community was towards our product was really, just really amazing. Just see people just willing to, test and give a lot of feedback on what we're building, because it matters to them. Just to build something that matters to someone else, it's incredible to me. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had. So when you see people like on our Discord, the support staff, Jay, our head administrator, they're like, just people that care about what we're doing. It really amazes me, just the fact that people are, willing to help us create something that they want. So that was what surprised me the most.
Yeah, if I can add on to that as well, what he just said. So I've worked on a few projects before, and I've done a few businesses, and this is the first company that I've built, and people have just been willing to help out for free. And I mean, so many people have just been, I just want to get involved with this. I don't care if what I'm getting in return or anything like this. They just want to help. And something that's been incredible for me to see is our Discord server. I didn't really use Discord that heavily. I didn't know what a boost was. But we're sitting on like 50 boosts every month, 50 times whatever. It's like $5, $6. That's a whole lot of money to be donating to this startup company every month. And I've never seen that before in any of the projects I've ever done. We built an incredible support staff on Discord that like help us out, and they're not really getting anything in return apart from just being happy to be involved with this project because they believe in what we're trying to do. And especially that's been shown recently when we just built this media team from the ground up, and that's Alcivus and Benno and AC, and they just see what we're trying to build and the passion behind the team, and they just wanted to get involved. And we're just so happy to have people like that on board, and it's really building a strong community is how you build a great company, and we're just really proud of what we've done.
Yeah, you've done amazing stuff. I really love like seeing Captis. Like, I always get super excited whenever Captis is in people's story, and they're just like being like, "Go look at Captis, go download this app," and it always makes me really happy whenever I see that.
I'll second that. I recently just got a one person that I've known for a while. I don't know how they didn't catch my other stories about Captis, but recently he just picked it up and he already came into the Discord and added me, and it was just an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Just influencing someone to try out something that you truly believe in. It's amazing, you know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
such a
Contributing to someone's vision. It's great.
it's such a humbling experience for all of this. I mean, even amidst all our screw ups, and we mess up, right? Things break, and people
Oh,
stick
absolutely.
around, and they're still optimistic. They still believe Captus can be something that's becomes mainstream. That is very humbling. That people are willing to stick through our progress, our learning experience.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, if we went back to our beta products, we had 800 people, 1,000. I think we ended the beta on 1,500 people around there, and the product wasn't great. The initial product was not great, but these people were just willing and proud to be a part of the app and just be posting on it because they wanted to see it happen. And like that was incredible to see, to be using like this product that was just half-assed, like not ready to be published, and they loved it. And it was like, that's how you're doing something right in the right market. Yeah, and I think I want to go back to Benno as well, because Benno actually joined us in one of our first like big waves of users, and that was the virtual car community.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you'd be great to talk about what the car community loved about Captis and why they started sharing it and why they kind of went viral within your community.
Exactly. Yeah, I can pick up on that right up because like in the car community we've been struggling a lot with compression, and people hate the fact that Instagram compresses, and a lot of people don't understand why and how it compresses. So whenever people figured out that Captis doesn't do that at all, they immediately hopped on board, and it was honestly like a moment of revelation to us, that because a lot of us aren't tech savvy like that, we don't really understand how it works. So a lot of us thought this is like the next thing, the next generation of whatever we're doing, right? So I think most of us really love the fact that you guys have built a technology as an indie startup to cater towards people who like to preserve the quality of their work. And also a lot of us don't really agree with how our commercial social media like Instagram handles their algorithm and likes. I think going back to a more natural system that's evolving would like greatly help us, like get like involved with something big. And most of us really just wanted to get involved to be along for the ride,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we really do believe in the product, and a lot of us do. Some of us who've jumped ship, it always happens with every product. You're not gonna keep everyone, but we're really glad for everyone that sticks around, and we appreciate their belief in us, 100%.
Yeah.
just to
Go ahead.
just to comment on the compression, we do compress images, just so that everyone's aware. But we try to strike a balance between performance and maintaining the quality that people have come to know Captis for. So that's always within our minds. We're always trying to see how can we squeeze every millisecond of performance so that content is loading as fast as possible. But at the same time being as high quality as possible, so that it's a play, like you said, it addresses the issues that you faced as a community. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was one of our biggest concerns, because trust me when I say this, it got so bad that people have gave up. You know, on Instagram, like, I know you guys compress a little bit, but it's not even like noticeable at that point. It got really bad, especially, and then I've noticed this firsthand when I didn't know how the compression worked on Instagram. It was really just frustrating, and the fact that you guys have remedied this, you know, just as a small, you know, app, it's just it was really like shocking for us to find out. And I think right after then people just got on board because it was just, you know, too good, and a lot of people really care about quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, kind of going off of what Zena was saying earlier, I think one thing that especially appeals to me with Captis is it focuses on the creator rather than a business. Like when you go on Instagram, it feels much more business oriented. Going on Captis, it feels like you guys care more about your creators than just like making a profit off of it. Like with Instagram's algorithms, it's really hard, especially if you're starting out now, to get your account noticed without paying to get promotions. And it feels a lot more business-y, for lack of a better word. But like Captis really just focuses on like the art behind it in a sense. And I really appreciate that. And I think that's something that also separates it from like other social medias.
So I saw this question just now in the Twitch that said, do you think Captis can be bigger than Instagram one day? And I think that's a really interesting question. And I don't want to just concentrate on Captis. I want to like think about this like properly. And if you think about how long it takes to produce content in the real world, right? You have to get the technology to capture it. You have to be able to, you know, do all these different things, different angles. You have to get an editing team to produce this content. Whereas in the virtual world, you know, the possibilities are endless. The different environments you can be in, the places you can travel to, the camera tools that are built, you know, it makes it easier to produce content. And so when you look at the two, on a table and you weigh them up, right? How easy is it to produce content in the real world? How easy is it to produce content in the virtual world? And you know, in the virtual world, you can produce this, it's easier, and you can produce even more incredible content, I'd say. And maybe the market isn't there right now, you know, but when it gets there, when PR is going, you know, it's going to be a very driving force in the entire world. And I think you could see, you know, products like ours become bigger than products like Instagram, you know, which is why we're all here at the end of the day, you know, to build that out.
For sure.
Super, this is for you, bro. There you go. Sorry, it's responding to chat.
You're good. I lost the question. Good one.
Duracell plane, what is that, bro?
It's a Duracell plane.
AC asked if Captis will start an esport team. AC, you could have asked him, boys. But will you start an esport team?
If we start one, it's up to AC. He's a man.
AC?
No.
There you go.
I
Answered
asked
your own
myself
question.
my own
Ask
question.
yourself the question, bro.
All right, AC, will you guys start a future esports team? Oh, that's a very good question. For me personally, as the head of media, it would bring a lot of attention. Whether it be healthy or not, I don't think there's any lives lost with us starting one. But obviously, with Captis being, obviously focusing on what we want Captis to look like, I do understand the fact that if we do not go ahead with it, just because we won't get the best of the best. But I know that there's a lot of people on Captis that would love to even play for an app such as this. Like, I just find that because you are kind of catering to that esports scene, why not make an esports team? Because there's no other way to bridge that gap than to start kind of walking the talk, if you know what I'm saying. So for me,
Yeah.
I would love to see a Captis team, but in the end, it's just my opinion, and I can't really move on with it because the big boys at the top have the final say. So,
Well, I gotta be honest. I think it would be more likely to see a Captis Game Studios more so than a team. just because I feel like if we try to bring teams onto Captis, they may feel a certain bias towards the Captis team. Why is the Captis team getting promoted? And so there might be drama involved with that. So
Right.
I don't know. I can't make any.
Yeah.
Well, I think the right answer here, maybe there isn't any, but I feel like we've done a great job in one thing, which is listening to our users. So the only thing I can say for sure is that the way we steer our company is always with the user in mind.
Yep.
So it not only doing teams or doing whatever you guys may think we should do. If it is something that our user base really wants to, again, we're here to enhance the community. So if it is something that it's needed, the users really want to, we would for sure consider it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Joe's a big fan of VR, so there might be something with Captis and VR in the future, maybe distant future. But
Yeah. I love VR.
If Joe gets his way, yes.
Yeah. I want to go back to this little question that Lucy asked in the chat. And he said, I think what appeals to me about virtual photography is the fact that very little is required. You're always told all you need to make content in the real world is a phone, but the content would look shit. In the virtual world, all you need is a console, and all the photos have the potential to look incredible. And that kind of goes back to what I was trying to say as well. It's like, technology is getting cheaper. Everything is becoming easier access, especially with cloud gaming. You're not even going to have the hardware to be able to access these games. You're not gonna have this expensive hardware, so it's going to be even easier to produce content. And you're going to see this when you think about Instagram and what makes Instagram influencers popular. It's the experiences that they have access to, their upbringing that they were given, that they're able to capture this fantastic lifestyle and put it on Instagram, and people want to see that, right? So they become famous. But in the virtual world, you strip that away and you have this authentic virtual community. It takes that whole bias away, and you can be from anywhere, you can speak any language, and you can come to somewhere like Captis, produce content and monetize that content and have an income, and just it creates this really new dynamic that you haven't seen before. And that's what's really exciting about what we're trying to do, and why I think the virtual world might even the virtual content will become bigger than something like Instagram.
Yeah, and I want to add on to what Joe said about IRL. As someone who does IRL, and it's kind of like right now what my job is, freelance. The prerequisite for getting into IRL photography is a big commitment. It's a big financial commitment. Just if you want to go into it professionally, it's gonna run you a few bucks, And the good thing about how we're gonna approach Captis in the future is the prerequisites is that much. Like we said, like if cloud gaming becomes a big thing, you can start taking photos with a subscription, like getting amazing quality games and just taking nice screenshots, and you can monetize that, and you can make a career out of just having like just a normal prerequisite that doesn't take a big commitment. And I think the potential there is as far as the sky goes, it's big.
That's definitely one of my dreams, to see virtual creators be able to monetize their content.
Yeah, and that attracts a lot of people that would rather not try IRL because they just aren't in the position to make that commitment, and they can just instead do it virtually and have the same chances of becoming successful. That's just such a beautiful thing to think about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I do apologize if my internet or my audio quality went down. My internet just went down on my computer, so I'm now on my phone.
No worries.
I do apologize.
Welcome back,
for
phone
that.
Elsie.
Thank you. But one of the questions I saw that I was looking for before my internet was so kind, is what are some of your bigger goals for Captis? And it was from Tester Prep, and they compared it to what are some of your dream goals? Not the exact question, but wording for it?
Well, I think each one of us has like, we all have multiple things that we dreamed for. I'll let Joe go first, as he has a great big picture for what we're trying to do. As you guys, he's our leader. But I think me and Sebastian, we also have particular things that we would love to see happen. But again, I just want to
You guys can all
stress
take
that.
a turn and then
th- Yeah, no, absolutely. I just want to stress that wherever it is, we're always going to be listening to our community, always.
Yeah, I feel like I touched on my dreams quite a bit just now. So I don't want to go. I don't want to go back into it too heavily. But again, it's just allowing virtual creators to come in and monetize their content and make a living. And just the fact that their upbringing and where they're from and what language they speak and the people they know and the experiences they have access to do not determine their success in the real world. And again, the real world's getting tough. It's getting harder every day, and especially this past few months and this past year with coronavirus. People are stuck inside, and this isn't the final time it's going to happen. This is going to happen again, and it's happened before. And it's just about being able to allow people to create content even in times like this, and be able to connect in times like this. And that's something the gaming community is trying to do, and especially the VR community is trying to do. So my dream is just to have to build something where people can come in the virtual world, experience these incredible things, and be able to monetize their content, make a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I've got a bit of a sort of like a fascination with the potential for esports. So definitely, I would love to see Captis help esports really become the mainstream. So the way I like to say it is it's the LinkedIn for gaming. So all these teams that come in, right? Now you have a portfolio. Let's say you're a gamer who wants to join Optic or FaZe. How do you showcase what you can do? And so with Captis, and this is obviously like at a deeper level, at a surface level, it's a social media platform. But for some people, they can use it as a tool to play games and maybe that's their dream, right? So I definitely want to make that possible for them.
Yeah. Absolutely. For me I just think that we can use Captis as a platform for people that usually don't have much voice in the real world. You can be anywhere you want to. You can be whoever you want to, and in a way, when you can be anywhere and you can do anything in the virtual world, I feel like that just shows the true self. I feel like what Captas really is just you just showing what you like, what you really are about. You're not trying to obey by what's society dictates. You're not trying to obey of what's the norm. You just trying to show what you like, and I feel like that's like my dream for Captis. It's just giving people the ability to show what they like, show what they're into, without having to be worried about anything else. So that's my dream for Captis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you watched our launch trailer, that's what we ended the video on. And that's be anyone,
Oh right, yeah.
be you, right? And that's kind of, it builds from the same idea. It's when you can be anyone and you can do anything, you actually end up being yourself. And that's something that's just it's just super awesome to see, and something we all would want to be the catalyst of.
Yeah, and what we ended up seeing is that when people can be what they really are, turns out people are fucking awesome, and that's what we're seeing in our platform, And I think that's the best thing. I mean, for me at least, when you take all the social media, society things, people can be whatever they want, and more likely than not, they're gonna be awesome.
I think it's more so the fact that we've given the people a platform that shows that we care about them and what they make, and that brings out the best of them. I think that's what really like matters to a lot of us. I mean, that's what I felt when I first joined Captis. I felt like I found a hub that really cares about what I make. Definitely.
It's like going to
Yeah.
a concert or a rave. You know, it's everyone, no matter who you are, where you come from, right? You're all there to enjoy the music. You know, that's how you're all, you know, strung together, and that's how you connect with other people. So, games is the way we feel like we can bring all these communities together and connect people, no matter who they are, where they're come from, right? So, that's really the beautiful thing about Captis.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Going in a pretty different direction than going the more technical stuff, Cop asks, what's the plan for users to continue being able to use licensed music in their clips?
Oh,
Can you say it again? I didn't catch it.
From the PC.
uh,
Yeah, that's a
Oh, you said
big.
upload from the PC. Yeah, you can speak to that, Sebastian.
Wait, so the licensed music content, is that the question?
Yeah, hi, sorry. I'm back on my computer.
I
Internet
thought-
is back. Hello.
welcome
Oh,
back, computer
Um,
LC.
All right.
welcome
Thank
back.
you. Cop asked, what's the plan for people to be able to use licensed music in their clips?
So we had spoke to a couple of streamers, and they told us about the DMCA issues that streamers were having, and how Twitch was shutting down their accounts, you know, almost without notice, and it was their job. They effectively got fired. So we're aware of that issue, and obviously the engineering that's going to be required to have a system where we can prevent having to shut down accounts if they for some reason have, you know, they copyrighted music or whatnot. It's so we definitely have it in mind. We don't have the manpower to achieve it right now.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that we want to tackle you know, early on, which is why, you know, we try to talk to streamers, talk to content creators, and see what their experiences are with other platforms and what their problems are, and try to address them from the get-go. Obviously, we're a small team, so that it's very limited what we can do, but you know, over time we'll be able to implement more, you know, concrete things that, you know, can solve these problems early on. So hopefully it's not an issue.
Mhm.
Yep.
Love it. I think this might actually be a really good question to end on, but Triple Stick asked, what are your plans for 2021 with Captis? And I'm just going to expand that on what are your plans for Captis in the future in general, both 2021 and moving forward from this year.
There's a very long list.
To summarize
no.
it, a neat little package, so we can give it a little send off.
I don't think that a neat little package exists, I'm afraid.
Long little package.
I think something big for us is building out teams. That's next on the list. That's something we really wanna integrate. We want people to be able to collaborate, share their members' content, and really build this really nice ecosystem within Captis where they're producing team content. And I think you see it a lot in the car community. You see it a lot in all these gaming communities. Where they just want to collaborate and build something together, and that's an ecosystem we want to build. So that's really next on the list. Deep into the future, really deep into the future, something for me is I really want to build a VR Captis app, so we can host VR content and you kind of experience VR content. That's something we see in our expansion window down the line. Pulling it back closer, I think we got the web platform coming. That we're excited about, and we want to build that out so you can use Captis from web and mobile. And that come off the group chats that they're incorporated team profiles, I guess, just a little bit after.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all that comes to mind immediately.
Yeah.
I think apart from that, something that we have on the pipeline is to redesign, bring a little bit more text-based features into the app. I think when I designed the app and when we started the company, something that was close to my heart and something that I wanted to do is make sure that it was content first. I didn't want anything to be, I didn't want anything to take away from what was being shown, picture-wise and video-wise. And so I designed the app and we built the app with not many text-based features, but I think what we've realized as we've developed the product is that they're not feeling too connected to the creators, and we want to create a closer connection to fan base to creator, followers to creator. So I think something that we'd like to take the next step in is introduce more text-based features. Again, we have to be careful the way we do it, and we want to make sure that it's still content first, but we want to foster a better connection between the creators and their followers. So that's really what's going to be big for us in this year.
For sure.
I agree to that. I can I'll add a little bit to it. All the points that Joe mentioned, it's a clear, we have a clear-eyed vision to building that. But throughout the year, and I guess I can touch also on what do I think we should work on further down the line. I feel like one of the things that I think would be really cool is, and Joe said that already, but just giving virtual content creators the ability to monetize themselves. I feel like we can empower them in that way, and that's something that really no one else is doing. We really we love the community, so it's definitely something that we want to do. But more closely to like the next few steps, it'll be teams, group chats, just other ways for people to connect and bring on other people that they know to enjoy themselves together on Captis. I feel like that's the I feel like we have a clear vision to what we want to do as far as next steps goes. And also we have a bunch of plans for future prospects that we want to tackle and just make Captis the best version that it can possibly be.
Yeah, and so one of the things we want to do is we want to make sort of our development time frame a little bit more transparent, so everyone is aware of this is what we're going to be working on, and we're going to obviously there's some stuff we're going to leave out for surprise, but again on Discord our DMs are open. Obviously I would say check the support channels or the feedback channels.
Our Captis DMs are open, you mean?
Our Captis DMs are open too, yes. So So one of the things that I like about, I would like to see more in companies is transparency. So something, we strive for on Captis is to be as transparent as we can be. So again, DMs are open for any ideas. You never know when the next awesome idea could be someone from the community. So we're always on the lookout for how to make it, the best possible app. So by all means, I don't bite, so you feel free to reach out in the DMs.
Yeah, your profile picture is you in a maid dress. I don't think they should be afraid. I love that.
Yeah, that was something cool. Let's shout out Mac as well. Mac's from our community.
Yeah,
Mac. An artist, and she drew the entire core team in anime, which is something I've never seen myself in before. I'm in a maid dress, so that was a new experience for me. We'll make sure that's hung up in the Captis headquarters.
Absolutely. She also drew my profile picture. It's me as a Powerpuff Girl.
And Razor.
Lovely. And Razor. Shout out Razor. Love Razor. Shout out the support team.
Yeah, support team.
Sir.
Awesome job.
Yeah, I don't. Is there anything else you guys would want to add or talk about that we haven't touched on yet?
We'd want to leave some room for future episodes, but mostly covered everything.
We mostly covered everything.
Look forward. You guys should look forward to the next episode because we got some crazy stuff planned, and I'm gonna be a lot more involved in these ones. I'll just tell you that hint. I'll just give you the hint that I'll be talking a lot more on the future ones. So,
Dino might actually talk next time.
I've got a lot to say.
I'll take.
My mind. Yeah.
I'll take my my final remark to just say thank you to the media team that put this together. I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity to shine a light in the creators within our community that we so heavily support. So definitely stay tuned for future episodes. I believe somewhere in the future, you guys are get to meet our CTO and our COO, which are both incredible people.
Thank you.
You know, CTO incredibly smart. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hello!
And
A little
COO
guest
incredibly
experience.
talented
We have a
Israel.
guest.
We have a new guest.
Unexpected
Hello!
guest. Hold on.
Surprise
I heard
appearance?
Yeah, so
We had
yeah,
a
I
really
mean, stay tuned
What do we got here?
to future episodes to meet more of the team and more of the community itself. It'll be awesome.
Uh,
Yeah.
Right,
So if you're listening to this on Spotify, if you're following us on Twitch, just make sure to follow us and subscribe. Every Friday we'll be dropping a new episode with a new virtual creator. We've got a great lineup for the next few weeks, so just make
we
sure to
have some
follow
Joe
us.
got that
crazy
plug.
names.
Yeah. So it'll be on YouTube, Spotify, and obviously Twitch first. So yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
for
for having
coming.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Well, that's the end of it. So we'll see you guys in the next live stream. And like Joe said, if you guys are listening on the Spotify, make sure to hit us up with a follow and make sure to share the links, because you never know, there might be some things that you guys might want to find out that are said in these podcasts. So yeah, just gonna say take it easy to the Twitch, and we'll see you guys in the next one.